Hey, Miri, how are you doing? I just decided to go live. I got these carrots almost a week ago. I'm ordering again for tomorrow. And I thought I really better get these chopped up and in the freezer. So it's kind of impromptu. But I am thinking of doing some regular lives. I'm going to be doing some interviewing lives. Sorry. But welcome in, Troy Sutton. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sitting here choking on my water. I'll be with you in a shortly. And I ordered a large print crossword puzzle book, and I'm thinking of doing some crossword puzzle lives. I thought that might be fun. Somebody suggested that I put my camera on the other side. Hey, Debbie Sue, welcome in. Sorry, I can't talk today. Just have this 2-pound bag of carrots to chop today. Wow, you've been a busy lady, Mary. So what lives were you in? The only one I went to today was Butler Family Farm. Hi, I am Mizuki. Welcome in. I'm not watching the chat very much. I'm chopping. So if you're a moderator and you see some foul stuff, please zap it for me. So I put the ends of these carrots in water and I'm going to grow them. You don't grow another carrot, but you grow the carrot greens, which has a lot of flavor that I like to add to my chickpea salad. Hey, Echo, welcome in. Saw you for a little while on your exercises this morning. But I know you went live later, and I think I was doing something else. Sorry, my camera stand is shaking a little bit here every time I cut on the table. I hope it doesn't cause any issues for anyone. I will be adding you as a moderator after this live, Echo. I can't reach the phone that I'm recording with. I'm recording with one phone and watching the chat on another. And I'm in a different channel. And every time I'm just prepping my vegetables, I mostly just may use them for soup. I will be blanching these before I put them in the freezer. And sometimes I use them for a stir fry or shepherd's pie. But I like to have my veggies chopped up, and I just usually cook one individual serving. I do have a son living with me, but he doesn't like my cooking. He doesn't eat meat either, but he doesn't like my cooking. Just a vegetable soup. What I usually do is I measure a half a cup of beans, 1/3 cup of rice, and a cup of chopped vegetables. And some of those chopped vegetables in the winter are canned vegetables. I open a whole can. I'm not real fond of peas on their own, but I like to have them in my soup. Or I might use them in a chickpea salad or something. And then green beans. And in the summer, I get a lot of zucchini from the farmer's market. Or one of the food banks has a garden, and they usually have a lot of zucchini. I usually grow tomatoes out on my balcony, but I probably won't do that this year because I've been breaking out in hives every time I eat a tomato. My allergist told me like 40 years ago or more that I was allergic to tomatoes, but I wasn't really having much of a reaction to them. And I don't eat a lot of them. But I like to have raw tomatoes in a gyro. I make vegan gyros. And when I grow a microdwarf tomato, I sometimes will pop it in my mouth, but probably won't be doing that anymore. Although I'm still growing them. I know that if you continue to eat something you're allergic to, it can get pretty serious because I've been in the hospital with anaphylaxis on a few occasions. And it's not fun. And I know that eating something you're allergic to can be fatal. Yeah, me too. I love tomatoes, but they don't love me. And I eat them so much in everything, you know. I like to have salsa or spaghetti sauce or ketchup. Just growing raw tomatoes in my house is fun too. It was fun to have them all winter long. I just pop one in my mouth. Right now I don't have any tomatoes, but I've got a lot of blossoms. So there's a lot of tomatoes coming. I shouldn't say I don't have any tomatoes. I have some that are so tiny, like maybe an eighth of an inch. Oh no, you got hives from a skin cream? It happened to me once. I put some anti-itch stuff on, and actually got quite a bit worse. Or no, I think it might have been pain cream that time. I thought maybe I had shingles after a while because I had this rash and it was painful. I mean, excruciatingly painful. But the doctor said, no, that wasn't shingles. But two of the things that I usually end up buying is carrots and celery, because it seems like I have to have carrots and celery in every soup that I make. And I usually just add water and then seasoning. Oh, you're not gardening on your patio this year? Where it go? Yeah, that sucks. People downstairs from me too complained that the water was dripping on them. So I made some changes so that nothing would drip. And they said that I was dropping things on them. But before I had the garden, I was hanging clothes there, and my clothes were getting loose and dropping on them too. So they're not easy to please. And they're just constantly making so much noise and screaming. I hope they save up enough money to buy a house very soon. But who knows? Every time I pray for new neighbors, I get worse ones the next time. These are some really fat carrots. I mean, check out the size of this carrot. Or this one. But the ends were already sprouting, so I chopped those off and put them in water. I'm going to set them up in their own little growing system tomorrow. And I know I won't grow another carrot, but I love carrot greens chopped up in the salad. It adds a lot of flavor. Can you grow things inside your apartment, Echo? I have a lot of things growing right now. I started some tomatoes, but I'm planning to donate them, or most of them. I'm going to keep 3 of them. I'm planning on donating 6 of the tomatoes and 6 of the peppers to a fundraiser that one of the pet rescues in the area is hosting in March. I saved my cans and I'm planning on painting these, and then I'll paint a flower on them. I'd like to write something on them, like a positive message. But in the past, I've never been able to do that. Maybe somebody else that's helping out with the fundraiser can do that. And I have a lot of big tomato plants that have blossoms on them. I started growing cucamelons. I have 5 cucamelon plants in the house. Last year I had 1 out on the balcony. And the squirrel got most of the cucamelons on it. So in my house he can't. So far I don't have any cucamelons on it, but it's really vining around my shelves. It's looking pretty. It's a pretty looking plant, even if I don't get any cucamelons on it, but I sure hope I do. Hey, Mr. Russian, I'm prepping vegetables for future meals. I like to have soup every morning for breakfast. I know that sounds really stupid, but I'm allergic to milk, and I don't really like breakfast sausage. I'm allergic to eggs. And I just enjoy having a bowl of soup for breakfast. And when I get vegetables in, or even open a can of vegetables, I freeze it so that I can just add a little bit to my soup each morning. I don't know if it's the color or what, but I like to have carrots. And I like to have celery in each bowl of soup. But then I add just whatever I have on hand. I might use them to make a shepherd's pie, or got some bad stuff here. Gotta be careful with this knife. It's not sharp enough to really cut me, but I may make a stir fry and add them to that, or a shepherd's pie. Oh, these are some big carrots. I can barely cut through them. There. Okay, my feed is not scrolling for me here. Jalbima, hi, how are you doing? Well, everybody's up late tonight. The last time I went live at this time, nobody came in. Actually, I think I was later. Last time I went live, it was 10 o'clock. So I guess 9 o'clock is the hot spot here. And I probably should have checked the lives list so I'm not stepping on somebody else's live here. Oh, it's hot in Georgia. Well, we were 60 on Friday and 28 and snowing on Saturday. Today it was supposed to hit 40, but it didn't. And we're supposed to be in the mid 50s on Friday, but we're supposed to get a lot of rain that day too. So if I go out, I have to get out early. The rain isn't supposed to start until around noon. So that should give me time to walk the dog. So who's all having a garden this year? Is anybody doing the survival seeds collab? I'm going to do it again. I did it last year and it was a lot of fun. They have a live every Sunday and they usually give one prize away every week. But then once a month, they'd have a big live giveaway and they had lots of prizes. Lots of really nice prizes. A lot of people won those little hydroponic stations. I don't have anywhere to put one, so. I don't know what they'll have this year for prizes, but the best part of it was seeing how other people in other parts of the country and Canada were growing the same seeds that I was growing. And lots of people did things differently. I was doing more hydroponics then, but I haven't been so much lately. And I don't think I'm going to do any hydroponics on the balcony. I may do some inside again because things just get too hot out there and I end up cooking the vegetables before they grow. But the best thing about survival seeds is they give you the seeds, and they gave me so much I could have grown a whole farm. But of course, I don't have the room on my balcony. I still have some of those seeds left, and I might do a seed giveaway on a future live. Chris and Larry Homestead, welcome in. That's a new channel to me. I'm going to have to look it up and learn all about you. Oh, no. Oh no, that's terrible. That happened to me a couple of times. I had one channel that I didn't have any content on it. I was just saving playlists where my husband's band was playing. And it was hijacked and I haven't been able to get back into it. So I may find those videos again sometime. I've been kind of going through in my decluttering project. I'm decluttering my computer. And today I found one of the girls that I was in a band with in the 60s was in a band with her husband, and I found videos of them. But he since has passed away and she's retired, so. But that's what I found today in my decluttering. Well, if you're thinking of doing a collab, check out, they have a website. It's called survivalseedscollab.com. And they tell all about how to go about it. So I made a script for my video, so I know I have it all planned out, but tomorrow I'm going to record it. I have part of it recorded on my balcony, covered in snow, and me knocking down icicles that I plan to add to it. But they have some great seeds this year. They have 2 kinds of tomatoes. They have peppers. I think there's onions again too. I'm not sure. But I heard there was a melon and zucchini also. Now, when I decided to first start a garden out there, I did it because I had saved some seeds from, what kind of, it's a squash. It's a little yellow squash. I saved the seeds on it because they're really hard to find. I don't usually see them at the farmer's market. And I tried growing them, and every time they got to be about 1 inch big, one of the squirrels would take off with it. So I didn't get any. But I'm going to try again, use some bridle tool to hide it from the squirrel. My feed is not scrolling here, sorry. Great, I hope you join in. I had a lot of fun doing it last year. The lives were fun. And again, watching how everybody else grew things, I learned a lot of things. I'm in my 70s. In fact, Thursday, which is my day on the source, I will turn 3/4 of a century old. I will actually be 75. But I never really had much success with my gardens until I started watching YouTube channels. In my 70s, in my earlier 70s, I started growing out on my balcony. I did it for 2 years before joining Survival Seeds last year. But I think I learned more last year on the Survival Seeds videos than anything. I was convinced I had a brown thumb and had given up on gardening. But I was watching another channel. It's called Ellen's Abundant Life on Less. And she's a little bit older than me, and she grows outside. But she grows in containers. And I find that growing in containers is so much easier than having to dig up the yard and keep on weeding. Weeds have not been much of a problem. In fact, most of the weeds that I grow in the garden, I grow there on purpose. Because some things are, oh, thank you. Some things are actually more nutritious than what we would buy in the grocery store. Purslane, for one thing, is one that I grow. There was another thing I grew. Last year I tried growing dandelions, but I didn't have much luck. I don't think they liked my good soil. I bought some Dollar Tree soil a few years back, but I keep amending it. Like I'll take my peelings from the carrot and I'll just bury it in the Rubbermaid bin. And it rots and just increases my soil and gives more nutrients to the soil for next year's plants. Thank you, Debbie, Sue, and Mary. And who is that? Chris and Larry. Chris and Larry's homestead. Whoop. Trying to scroll, and I scrolled myself right out of my own live. There's a lot of carrots in this one, and they're such huge carrots. It's taking me forever to chop here. So if anybody does a regular live, please post it here so I can add it to my list if it isn't already added. I try to post a list every day of the lives of channels that I'm familiar with. I found, Okies Eden posted, and he reposted a list of channels on their lives with a live schedule. And I added to it, and I've been posting just the ones for that day. There's one lady that posts every day at 6 a.m. and that's Sally D's Reality. She has a real nice live every morning to start the day with. She's funny, and she shares some Bible reading. There's a lot of people that come in there. In fact, I know I've seen Debbie Sue there. I don't think I've been in a live lately where Debbie Sue wasn't there. I don't know how you find them all. Can you give me some tips, Debbie? Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping up with the lives, and I'm trying to comment on a video from everybody that's commented on mine. Plus finding new channels and watching some of theirs and commenting. YouTube keeps us busy. I strongly suggest that anybody who retires have a YouTube channel, because I know that learning is one thing that keeps you going. And I sure do learn a lot of new things. Like recently I learned how to find a transcript for a video, and then I go into an AI app called Claude, and I ask it to write me a description and timestamps and hashtags that will interest frugal people, because that's supposedly what my channel is supposed to be about. But it does it, and I know that most of us don't read the description, but you know who does read it? The YouTube algorithms. And since I've been doing that, I've been getting a lot more subscribers and a lot more watch hours. Well, we're getting down there. I've got 3 more carrots after this. Oh, does he? Yeah, last week he had a list, but it was from another channel. I think it was something Soul Sister or something. Can't remember the name of her channel, but she has a really nice channel. I enjoyed that. I wish I had time to actually watch them, but I have 3 channels and 3 phones because I have my 2 phones, my last 2 phones. And although I don't have service on them, I can log into them on the internet and run playlists. And I do try to watch them when I go to comment. Sometimes I will just read the summary, and if it's not something I'm totally interested at the moment, I won't watch the whole video. But I'll leave them a comment. Oh, we're getting there. After this, there's only 2 left, and this one's just part of a carrot, I think. I need this big one. Yeah, feel free to connect with everybody, and if you want to drop your link, go right ahead. I'm fine with that. I'm all about helping people to grow. Oh, it must be 10 o'clock. My alarm clock's going off here. See if I can turn it off. That's to remind me to go into my walking app, because that one app I have to go into every 12 hours and claim the prizes. And when I first got it, it had a few things where you could buy gift cards with the points that you gather. And hopefully they'll be bringing that back again. But mostly you can use them to try to win prizes. You can get discounts too. I have another one on one of my other phones, and it keeps, whenever it pops up to tell me something, it blocks the live, the playlist that I'm running. So I'm going to be deleting that. I've already earned $5. Once I get to $10, I'm going to delete it. But I may reopen it on the phone that I'm recording on, because I don't run playlists on that. Yeah, Lori's Soul Circle. And she has a couple lives every week too. And I think, is that her husband that goes live on Monday nights? Or was that somebody else's that I was in? And I missed him tonight. I saw that he was going live, and I was in the middle of something and couldn't. I could have, but I have ADHD, and when I get started on something, I can't stop. And the hardest part is to even start doing anything. But once I get started and I'm into it, I can't stop. And I know I'll never get back into it. So about once a week, I buy carrots and celery and chop them up, and that usually lasts me through the week. So I made some vegan pepperoni out of chickpeas. And I didn't have a pizza crust, but I did have a tortilla, and I thought of making a tortilla pizza, but instead I made a pizzarito. Basically, I sauteed up my vegetables and pepperoni and some tomato sauce and some cheese sauce that I made. And then I spread it out on my burrito and rolled it up and crisped it up in a frying pan. Was that good? I'm going to have to make a video and do that one again. I think I'll do that instead of a pizza. Pizzas are, and I don't really like having to turn on the whole oven. And it got done a lot faster by making it into a burrito. And it was easier to eat without everything falling off of the top. I like using that too if I have a gyro. I roll it up in a tortilla and the things don't all go falling all over. One more carrot to go. And then I'm going to go blanch these. And then I got some chickpea flour in the mail today. Got it on Amazon for $4 a pound. Walmart sells it for $10 a pound. I can get it for about $1.50 a pound from an Indian store, but it's hard to get to. And if I order, they'll deliver, but I have to order $35 worth of product from them. And I don't really want to buy that much chickpea flour at once. They do have some other nice things, though. I think red lentils are pretty reasonable. Yes. Are we talking about Oki's Eden channel? There are a lot of new people that I've met on there, too. Some great ones. A lot of them with common interests, too. In fact, I hope you all are checking out each other's channels, because those of them that I know of are some really great ones. Now, every Friday, Debbie Sue posts another story, and I still haven't listened to last week's. But they're always such heartwarming little stories. I just love them. I try to share them out right as soon as I can after she posts them. And I know Miri on Hearth and Home has a lot of great cooking videos. And although she doesn't, well, she's not a vegan, but I could easily veganize most of them. So, and who else is in here? I have to refresh my memory. Oh. Thank you. I've got 10 likes here. Oh, that's really helpful. And a new channel to check out, Chris and Larry Homestead. Is anybody else familiar with their channel? So everybody tell us what your channel is about. so that the rest of us can check out your channel if we haven't already. I think most everybody that's on here now has been on here so many times that you probably know each other. Here we go, the last chunk of carrot, and then I'm gonna go make some yogurt because I got some more. Did you see my yogurt video? I made vegan yogurt from chickpea flour. And usually if you make vegan yogurt, you have to cook the chickpeas or soak the chickpeas, cook them, and puree them, and then squeeze out a milk, squeeze the chickpea milk out of the bag, and cook it. And I mean, it takes hours, but I've been making with chickpea flour, and it goes really fast. The hardest part is waiting overnight for it to incubate. Oh, there we go. It's 2 pounds of carrots chopped up along with this. And let's see, I'm going to get my carrot tops. These carrots were sitting on my table almost a week here. And these are the tops that I cut off. They're starting to sprout already. And I'm going to set them up in a little water bottle seed starter that I usually use. What I usually do is I take a empty water bottle and I cut it in half right under the label. You can see this. And I melt a hole with my soldering pen and put an extra piece of yarn in there to wick up the water. And I just fill water up to the bottom of the cap. And there's enough water in there then to keep it moist enough. But it just takes the water it needs. It doesn't get it soggy and end up getting root rot or anything. But it's a perfect thing for starting seeds. And when I started gardening out on my balcony, I didn't have enough money to go buy seed starters, but I had a lot of these water bottles. And now that I probably could buy some seeds, some of those little what do you call them, seed cells or whatever, I prefer the water bottles because I don't have to worry about watering them. If I put them in those things that you buy, they tend to get dried up because I'll forget about them. I have ADHD. And then I use something like this if I need to keep that. I'll use the top of a water bottle in there for a while, but leave the cap off to make it like a little, what do you call it? A little greenhouse. So it keeps it all moist enough in there. It's a good environment for the seed. And I get really good germination rates doing this. So my seeds start out really good. It's after that I end up killing them. Well, I really appreciate everybody that came in here tonight. I will be making a list of your channels and checking them all out, or stopping by to say hi. Oh, wow. You have a half-acre garden. I can't wait to see that. Oh, my. 15,000 subscribers and over 500 videos. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, that happened. I had a vegan channel. And that happened to me, and it took me 9 months, but I kept persisting, and I did finally get into it. So what I've been doing is slowly downloading the content and then re-recording the intro, because the intro usually, you know, said the name of my other channel. And some of them I've been adding to here, just the ones that had over 1,000 views. And I had close to 1,000 subscribers, but I didn't have that many watch hours. And even now, with this channel, I'm almost halfway to being partially monetized. So, well, I really thank everybody that came in. I'm going to be calling it a night. The first thing I do is I'm going to head over to Chris and Larry's homestead and check out their channel. And everybody have a blessed week, and thanks for stopping by. I'll be back with the celery I'm ordering tomorrow, so I don't know when I'll be chopping that up. But I'm going to have to call it a night so I can get other things done.